Hey everybody, welcome to another our show. Tonight, our guests are GillDaddy and GillMama, the Gilmans. We are going to be talking about private label. I did put versus eBay thrifting because I was hoping to have another guest on that started a debate with me on a post in the groups. That's why I said I was not talking about it Sunday night. But I know that Dave and Sarah both started in eBay and are now private labels, so I figured what best guest to have about each topic. So, want to say hello, Dave and Sarah?
What's going on, guys? How's it going?
Hello.
No, I don't have my glasses on today, so I know I'm going to hear a lot of.
It's a
I know,
pleasure.
I didn't even know who you were at first. I'm like, oh, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
And of course, I have Dwayne here as my trusty co-host.
Hello.
So, yeah, and we were talking before the show and how if I had to wait one more month, it would have been a whole year since you guys went on the show before. So that's,
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Been a while.
I don't even remember what that topic was then. Wait, for all I know, it could have been private label.
Probably the private label.
Probably. So,
So, well, I only have 4 questions, but what I said, like I said, this was, and I'm going to say whose post it was on because they're a YouTuber. It was Steve Reagan's post asking him about Amazon help, well, for newbies type of thing. He was going to do a video on. Somebody made a comment about private labeling being the best thing over eBay thrifting. Even though they supposedly do it too, but they wanted to do their private labeling. They wanted to get their rental places type of thing, where they were going to be big business. Whereas I compared it to, okay, well then you're saying people that were making $10,000 to $100,000 a month or whatever are no good on it for business people. What are your thoughts on that, Sarah and Dave?
I think, thing about it is it's different business model, right? I mean, you're not. I mean, how can you compare, like a little drive-up coffee shop to like to Walmart or something like that, or anything like that? How do you compare one kind of business for another kind of business? They're different kind of businesses, A big, huge business like Walmart, of course, they're making more money than these little guys, and I mean that's like going to their store and saying, oh, it's better to be like Walmart, start putting your stuff everywhere and stuff like that. So the thing is maybe they don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Maybe people don't want to open a Walmart or open a thrift store or any of these businesses. They're all different businesses. So one's not necessarily better than the other. You could argue and say, why are you guys wasting your time with private labeling? You guys should be doing affiliate marketing or something like that. I make millions of dollars a month on affiliate marketing. They're just different businesses. So, I mean, I wouldn't say one's better than the other. I guess it just depends on what that person's wants, interests, and needs are. That's what it really comes down to.
You agree with him, Sarah?
yeah, absolutely.
I do. You can't compare renting houses to selling online. It's not even close to the same thing.
Right. Just like you can't say, hey, you guys having a yard sale today? You guys shouldn't be doing this yard sale. You want to make some better money? You should be selling this stuff on eBay. I mean, it's completely different things, and the difference is what? The difference is the goals of the people, right? The goals of the people at the yard sales, I want to get rid of this crap and I don't care. The goals of an eBay seller is just, I want to go out and hustle and I want to find some stuff and I want to sell some stuff, and some eBay sellers want to make a little extra money. Some eBay sellers want to make a full-time living, and maybe a full-time living to them is, $40,000, $50,000 a year, which is doable, really doable on eBay. Now, if you got to the point, we were happy with doing that. We were happy, when we quit eBay, we were, after all fees, taxes, all that stuff, we were bringing home about $60,000 to $70,000 a year from selling stuff from thrift stores on eBay. And it's not a bad income. Is it a full-time income? Sure. A lot of people can live on that. But it came to the point to where we did that for a while consistently, and we're going, I want more, not because we're greedy, just because you're not growing, you're dying. And I always say that.
And we just couldn't grow anymore with eBay unless we hired employees, and that's not something we wanted
Or
to
get
do.
into an entirely different business model, maybe buying wholesale and you know, hiring staff to ship stuff for you. And it just came to the point to where it's like, you know, I don't want to do that, but I want to make over 6 figures. I want to make $1 million a year. You know, how do I do that? And the answer was move into something, you know, different. You move into something that you can leverage more, something that you don't have to put so much of your time in, but you can get more reward back. So it depends on the person's goals. If somebody wants a little bit of income, then great, do some eBay. If you want a full-time income on eBay, then great, do that. If you want more, you know, and you're maxed out on your eBay and you're looking for something like, I want more. I want $150,000 a year, $200,000 a year. Then maybe look at, you know, Amazon and some other things, you know, maybe look at private labeling or any business really.
Okay, we have a question here. I know Sarah said she answered it in the chat, but for people that catch it the show later, or missed this question, Idaho Picker wanted to know, so you guys do affiliate marketing?
No, we do not, and we don't have any desire to.
No, I don't. I looked into it years ago, but no, I don't do affiliate marketing. I guess the biggest part of my affiliate marketing is probably you know, on my website I have some affiliate links for you know, some
books,
for Amazon products and some books, which I don't make a lot off that. So that's just, you know, I put them up there for people, and I might as well make a few cents if somebody buys something. But no, I don't do affiliate marketing.
Yeah, I think we actually did a show a while back about affiliate marketing. I looked into it myself, and I'm like, nope, not for me.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like any fun. I mean, that if you're just looking for money, that may be out there, but if you know, reselling is your game, that, I mean, there's no reselling there. It's just, here, buy through this so I can get paid. So
Okay,
should we do some call outs?
yeah, why don't you do a couple more call-outs? We're starting to get the viewers are starting to pop in a little late.
Actually show up, right? All right, let's see. We got Henry. These are the normal crew here, Going on Grumpy to Crazy Card, Idaho Fall Pickers, Amelia 2325. Glenn's here from Swamp Pickers. Let's see, keep going down here. Yvonne's here. Chris Pyle showed up. Let's see, who else we got? Kathy Earls, Turtle Trader.
Mr. Sadie just showed up.
Oh, Mr. Sadie, I didn't catch him yet. Coco Chanel's here. Joni. So I think that's most everybody. Thomas Francis. I think that's everybody. Holy crap. All right, then.
And prepare for this one. I tried looking up on eBay if the private labeling was any good. And from 2007, they had a page up that was more about their guides and stuff like that. Have you ever thought of, or is eBay a good place for private labeling like you guys do?
No.
Not as good as Amazon, anyways. Like
No,
I said, when we have returns from Amazon and people return items and there's like damaged packaging or something to that extent, we'll have the returns sent to us instead of having Amazon destroy them, and we'll sell those on eBay.
Right. Because usually it's just the packaging that's been opened, and on eBay, you know, they're getting a new product. It's not a big deal. They're not looking for the packaging or nothing like that. But no, I have some of my private label items listed on eBay, and all it is, you know, it's just a little bit of income coming in from that. It's not a lot. I mean, I probably sell maybe a couple items a day, maybe 2 items a day, you know? So, I mean, it's not as powerful as Amazon, you know, because those same items that I'm selling a couple a day, each one of those different products is selling, you know, 20, 30 a day. So completely different model. And I would think if you were to try to do private label just for eBay, you'd have to have a lot of different products. You know, you'd have to do kind of like what these drop shippers do, to where they have, you know, thousands of listings, you know, on their account, and they sell one here, one there, one here, one there.
We have a question from Henry Shirk. He wants to know, is it hard to get started with private labeling on Amazon?
It wasn't, but some things changed in the last couple days to where you can't give out promotional items for reviews anymore.
It's getting harder.
That's definitely going to make it a little bit harder, but not impossible.
Right. It's not, but it is. Let me put it this way: private label is complicated. There's a lot to know. There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle. It's not like eBay where you can just throw something on and hope to sell it. There's a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of things that is even more advanced that I don't do. But it's simple, right? I mean, it seriously is simple. I mean, I don't work that much anymore. I maybe work, I don't know, a couple hours a day, 2-3 hours a day maybe. And that's me usually sitting on a computer checking some things. But we have hired, like we have our own VA now that does a lot of the time consuming stuff, and we outsource, a lot of our tasks and things like that. But yeah, it's easy stuff, but it's very complicated. Let me put it that way.
Once you know it, it's easy.
Right.
If you don't know it, it's hard.
Right. It's kind of like driving a car. When you first start, it's not easy. But once you get the hang of it, it's like, nothing. You just, you go to turn left, you put your blinker on, it's not a big deal.
And we also had somebody ask if private label that was all that we do. And yeah, anymore, that's pretty much all we do.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of actually going back to the thrift store and just for fun doing eBay again?
I've tried to convince him a couple times to go back just so we could make a video.
Yeah.
I still go to thrift stores all the time because I'm still a cheap ass and I still like clothes a lot. So I shop.
Yeah, she likes to find good deals and stuff. But it's a little different. She's finding them for her. She does have once in a while she comes home with something to sell, but she's not hunting for it, not like she used to.
Well, with you guys only working 2 or 3 hours a day, what do you do with the rest of your day?
Do a lot of different stuff. I mean,
we go to the gym every day.
Yeah, I mean, everything's getting better there. Our nutrition, health, we've been going, of course, working out, going to the gym all the time.
We play with different eating styles all the time, so we're constantly changing diets or ways that we eat.
We travel a lot more now. We do a lot more things outside of the house.
We do everything that the kids have anymore. My daughter's in cheer, and we take her and pick her up from practice every day, and then we go to every game she cheers at.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have time to work on the things that you never have time to work on because you're working all the time. So, like, if you want to tinker in the garage, you can. If you want to work on your yard, you can. You just have time to do whatever the heck you want,
Sure. No, that's great. I think that's what a lot of people look for in the reselling game is just freedom to do what you want to do. Swamp Picker asked, your mom and brother were in the same warehouse with you. What are they doing now?
We still have the warehouse. We still use it to store goods and stuff. They're both actually getting into private labeling, but they both still do eBay for the most part full time. Mm-hmm. Building up their private label.
Yeah, my brother, he has about 3 products private label. He's growing it more and more, but he's trying to put all the money he makes on private label back into more private label goods and inventory and products. So he's still doing eBay to pay the bills, and he's basically just trying to get to where we're at. And my mom, she's still doing eBay. They're still sourcing and doing eBay. She has like 1 private label item, and it doesn't do that great, but it makes her a little bit. But she's wanting to get into more products, but I don't know. It's about the person, I think. She's not as motivated as like I am. I'll tell her to do a certain task for her private label business, and it won't get done. It'll be like 2 months later. What happened to that? Did you ever research this? No, I've been busy. It's what everybody says. They're always, I'm busy.
It's always the yeah buts. We made a video called No More Yeah Buts.
You just, it's hard to help people. I found out real quick. It's hard to help people that don't help themselves.
Absolutely.
You can tell people exactly how to do things, give them step-by-step instructions. You can lay it all out, the same steps you took, and only a very small percentage of those people will succeed. because a lot of people don't realize that it's not about the information, it's not about the steps, it's about the action. You know, so somebody that takes action more will always make more. He'll make more than the smartest guy in the room, because he is good at taking action. And that's good for people watching the show too, because a lot of people out there, they're like, oh, I got to buy this ebook on, you know, this many items to go pick, or I got to watch this YouTube video or that YouTube video or this show or that show, because they believe that the more information they have, the more money they're going to make. And I know a lot of really smart poor people. You know, I know a lot of geniuses out there that are poor. So it's not about the information that you know. You gotta have the information, but it's about what actions you take with that information. That's the most important thing.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, it's always the same thing, you know, they're saying, you know, like everybody can tell you how to make a, you know, grow a tomato, but very few people actually grow tomatoes. They'd rather just go to the store and get it. So, yeah. But we got lots of questions piling up. So, first one is, how many private label products do you have?
Oh, God, we've got
don't even know.
Hitting probably 30, 35 now.
Probably about that.
Between our different accounts.
Yeah, at least maybe more. I don't know. I always look at the profits. I never look at the products.
Well, that's the fun one to look at, right?
Yeah.
And then Idaho Fall Picker wanted to know, does it cost a lot of money to get started on private labeling?
No, it doesn't have to.
You
can pick a lower cost item to start out with. It just depends on what you're getting, how much of it you're getting, and how much you know, really. Because if you don't know how to private label, there's a lot of information to know.
Yeah, and I mean, how much is a lot? Are you talking 50,000, 100,000? You know,
right.
It's a lot. Because you can start with a couple thousand. To me, that's not a lot of money. To some of you guys, it might be a lot of money. But you know, you can start with under $1,000, but it is a lot easier to start with. You know, I'd say between $2,000 and $3,000. You know, to start there.
That makes sense. Yeah, because well, just like anything else, where do you want to start in the game, right?
Yeah.
Start at the bottom or halfway up the pole.
Yeah, and some people come to the business and they have $30,000, $40,000 to invest, so they go out, you know, and they just get product after product after product. They invest a whole bunch of money into it, and the only difference is they get to start at a higher level. You know, they get to start at a different spot than you.
Right.
Dwayne, before you go to Mr. Sadie's question, I want to ask Will Resell's question, which he's new to the show. He just said he found the channel just now. He's great. He caught it live. So,
very good.
Are you more eBay or FBA? What is private label? So,
well, we started out doing eBay, and we did eBay full time, 100% for what, 2 years?
More than that, probably 3 years.
For a while. And we did pretty well with that, but we couldn't grow anymore, so we moved over and we were doing FBA and sending a bunch of stuff in. Private label is when you find companies that will make and brand a product for you. So you make your own brands, and you sometimes make your own product. For the majority of the time, it's already a created product that you're making, changing a little bit and making into your own.
Right.
That makes sense, yeah.
Hopefully that helps you, Will. And Mr. C's question was, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much more lucrative is private label versus when you were doing FBA and eBay?
We're on track to do 10 times on private label what we did on eBay in a month last year. Yeah, we're on track to do 10 times what we were doing on eBay.
We're like 10 times what we used to do on eBay right now. We're like 10 times right now. But I mean, there's people in this. I mean, there's people I know a lot of people in this game that, like I was just talking to one guy today. He does about $1 million a month on private labels, and he has people that he looks up to that are doing $7 million a month on private label a month. And right now, I think the top guy, one of the top guys on Amazon. No, that's not even on Amazon. This is one of the top guys he said that he was in a mastermind with, right?
Yeah.
He said he's doing $440 million a year on Amazon.
We're still babies compared
So we're
to these
still
guys.
like, yeah, we're like low guys, you know. You have to start selling millions a month to be part of the big boy club, you know.
So based on that, what is your profit margin? I mean, you know, on eBay, you can buy something for a quarter and sell it for $5, and you're making, you know, whatever that is, 40 times your money. How is it on private label? Is the profit margin still that great?
No, definitely not. Our profit margins are usually between 30 and 40%. That's about where we average across the board for all of our products. And I know that because
some are higher, some are lower.
I have software that tells me that my profit for every one of my sales every day, by the month, by the year. So we're usually sitting around between, you know, 32 to almost 40. So around 32 to 38% probably, you know, on rare occasions up to 40. But what a lot of people get caught up in is they get caught up in the profit, right? And I know I did when I did eBay. It was the profit. So that's one of the reasons why I never looked into like doing the retail arbitrage or the FBA or all that stuff, because I couldn't wrap my head around, okay, eBay charges me, you know, 11, 12, 13% with the PayPal fees and everything. Amazon is going to charge me around 30%. How the heck am I going to make money on that? My profit margins are going to be less. I'll make less money per item. But what I found later was that a lot of the items sell for more, so it kind of washed out and evened out. But it's not even about the profit margin, right? If I made $100 profit on, you know, like this remote every single day, $100 on this remote, but I only sold one of them, and then on this remote I made $2 profit, but I sold 500 of these a day. Which one would you rather sell?
Right.
The one with the higher profit margin or the one with the lower profit margin? You know what I mean?
Right. And the only reason I ask that is because a lot of people say, you know, when you move to a retail arbitrage or you know, a private labeling, that your profit margin, you know, is a lot less. And I understand it's all about quantity at that point.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, you're not focusing on the amount of profit per item. You're focusing on the amount of profit per day. You know, it's because in the end, you know, if you sell more, you order more. You know,
and
it's an endless supply. So
it takes a while to learn and get used to that concept, that it's not about how much you make on an item, it's about how much you make in a day.
Right. Right. I have some items I make a very small amount of profit on, you know, but I'm selling 40 units, 50 units a day of them. So I may only make, you know, almost $3 profit per piece, but you know, I'm selling 40, 50 units a day. And another thing is I don't have to go out, like with eBay, we had to go out to thrift stores and find those items.
And then bring them home and then list them.
Test them and list them and picture them. Once you have the pictures, once you have the item on Amazon,
you just reorder it.
Then it's just continuous supply. You have your manufacturer, you just email them, hey, I need 5,000 more units. Okay, we'll get started on it. Yeah, and then most of the time we ship directly into Amazon too, so that we don't have to touch the stuff.
Sure.
Before we get to Idaho's next question, Henry Sherrick had a question, and I honestly don't think there is a website, but he was asking, is there a website for the private label on Amazon type of thing? Like how they have Amazon merch?
No. If you go onto Amazon and you search for like a coffee pot, you're going to find Mr. Coffee, you're going to find Keurig. You're also going to find other brands that you haven't heard of. Those other brands that you haven't heard of are private label products.
Well, and there's a lot of big brands out there that are private label.
Great Value from Walmart is a private label.
Right. Or if you go to Cabela's or something, they have a Cabela's fishing poles and Cabela's this and Cabela's that. It's just private label. They're just having a manufacturer make them. They don't own the manufacturer, basically. They outsource it. So you see it with food, with cheese, with anything you do, they're just coming up with their own marketing plan, coming up with their logo, and maybe packaging it a different way. That's private labeling. They're just not the manufacturer. That's all it means.
Right. And so Idaho Falls Picker said, would you guys teach private label?
No, not right now.
I think that's what you said before. You know, it's just not enough people actually really want to learn. You can tell people this and that, but who really wants to learn?
It's just a big responsibility, and it takes a lot of your time. You know, that's pretty much the reason why. I mean, I'm sure I could put a video out saying, hey, I'm going to take, 30, 40 people, charge them a fee to do it because, my time's not free. But in the end, I have to dedicate myself for the next 6 to 8 weeks, meeting with people and teaching them. And then what if because some people won't be successful because it comes down to the person. So, and then I'd feel bad. I'd be like, how can I help you? Like I've sat down and really tried to help people, and they couldn't help themselves. So, right at this time, no, I'm not doing that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the question that Sarah answered in the chat, but she said, do you take your own pictures?
This guy does. He takes the pictures of the product. We ended up breaking down and buying a camera. We got a Nikon?
A Nikon, yeah.
We got a Nikon DSLR. And he takes the pictures. We do not edit our own pictures, though. We do have a picture girl that does that for us.
Yeah.
We're actually looking to hire our own VA for that right now.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I almost missed the show. I was actually looking through applicants because I'm hiring a full-time graphic designer. Because before I used to pay by the job, but when you don't give somebody a salary, they can be kind of undependable.
Flaky.
Kind of flaky, not answer, take long. So I'm like, I'm just going to hire somebody full-time and pay them a full-time income. And they're not even going to work full-time for me because, I'm only going to give them so many jobs per week. But in the end, it's worth it, just to have stuff done in a day. I can just be like, here, do this, done.
Oh,
Sure.
I do take my own pictures. Yeah. I don't know. I may hire somebody to do that. There's a lot of services, even in China, that'll take pictures for you of your products. But I mean, I have all the stuff to do it, and I try to work as little as possible, but I do enjoy taking the photos. And then I just take raw images and send them over to the graphic designer, and they just put it all together for me.
well, I hope everybody, I just remember because somebody mentioned that they were watching the hurricane. That's why they asked, what did they miss? But we want to wish everybody that's in the past of the hurricane is okay, and for tonight, and I guess for however long it takes to go up the northeast side.
Right, right.
Yeah, everybody be safe.
So during your private labeling, what has been your biggest screw up? Whether it was yours or timing, or I mean, what have you felt that was something that it was just a big ass shit for you?
Running out of stock.
Yeah, that's probably the
Running
biggest
out of
mistake.
stock blows, and we still have not mastered that. We still do it all the time.
It's hard to do sometimes on Amazon because sometimes a product might not, it might be doing a certain amount of units, and then all of a sudden you'll jump in ranking for certain keywords, and then your sales will triple. And then you get a hold of your manufacturer and you go, okay, I need some stuff as fast as possible. Okay, we'll get it out to you. But it takes them, a week, 2 weeks to do, and then it takes a little time for shipping. And if you ship it, it can take up to 6 weeks to get. So a lot of stuff, a lot of logistics you have to kind of go through. But the last time I ran out of stock, I think I figured it cost me about $60,000 in sales.
And do you guys mitigate that by buying a cushion and putting it at your house in case for those, or do you just, you just keep putting it in, you know what I mean?
You don't want to over order either.
We should do it
right.
more often. The stuff that we have at the warehouse, we never run out of stock on.
Yeah, I have a little bit of back stock just because there are some items that I have to order. When I order them, I got to order at least 5,000 units of each one. And so I got to do the math and figure out which is cheaper, putting it in Amazon or storing some of it with me, and then also take into consideration the shipping costs that it would cost to ship to me versus to Amazon, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's cheaper for me to store it, then I put it in the warehouse and I store it. And then I ship it in as needed. But other than that, it's just about knowing how much units you sell and knowing how long it takes for the manufacturer to make the units and how long the shipping is going to take. And that's one of the tasks I'm actually going to put my VA on. I need to make a video for her and teach her how to do it all, but that way she can just give me a spreadsheet once a week that tells me all the stuff that's running low that is in that window, you know, that needs to be reordered.
Sure. Yeah, I imagine that just that coordination of, you know, this person, that person, shipping, you know, vendor, supplier. I mean, I'm sure that's obviously that's the whole trick of private label, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And hiring people, once you get big enough, it's, you know, even though it is easier, you still want more time, right? You still want to be the least important person in your business. That's everybody's dream, you know, to be able to own a business and not own a job, right?
Sure.
You want to own a business, you know, you want to be like, I own this and I have other people taking care of everything that needs to be taken care of. And so that's kind of our goal and where we're moving at right now. We're working on hiring people full time, and then having them basically duplicating ourselves and having them do most of it. Pretty much, I make the decisions and they do the work.
Okay, you
Makes
mentioned
sense.
the shipping cart before. What did you guys do when, I don't remember how long ago, one of the Chinese big ship sailing companies went under or something like that? Or are you using those guys when?
It doesn't matter. You know, when they did the big bank bailouts, the whatever company that runs that shipping company bailed them out.
Right.
So they didn't go under.
Yeah, it was just a big scare, and they had some ship. I didn't have any merchandise on any of those ships that got like stopped or whatever that happened. Luckily, there was some people I knew that did. But I think it all got worked out in the end. Everybody was worried that all the shipping rates were going to go real high, which all that happens if the shipping rates go high is the market shows it, right? If everybody's paying more for shipping, then the landed cost of the products goes up. So then all the product prices everywhere go up a little bit. That's pretty much all that happens.
Sure. The whole market just moves.
Yeah.
Kind of like when the post office here says, okay, rates are going up for priority mail. And everybody complained. It's like, just adjust with the market.
Yeah, you just pass that on to your buyer.
Exactly. Yeah.
How many different places do you guys sell your private label stuff? Is it just Amazon and eBay, or do you guys have your own website?
Just Amazon and eBay. I'm really big about focusing on one thing at a time. I think a lot of people make the mistake of trying to do too many things at one time, and then they do everything very poorly. You know, instead of doing one thing really good, they do everything poorly. So I always try to focus on one thing at a time. And right now, I think the biggest things is, of course, building a team, you know, of people that can do most of the things that we do. That way I just never have to worry about it. And then the other thing is we're expanding into Europe. So tonight I'm going to call over to Europe to get my my UK bank account set up. I already have a company set up over there and everything. So.
Wow. So will it be Amazon UK or whatever the hell it is, EU or whatever it is?
Yeah, it's Amazon Europe, and that covers 5 countries. So once you start selling your products over there, then it's all one kind of unified account, and then they actually will do the same FBA thing, but they will fulfill to like Spain and Germany and the UK. So I mean, it covers a lot of ground, and there's a lot of sellers that are doing really well in those markets. So,
I bet, man.
World domination, I guess that's the biggest thing on Amazon. And then once then I may start looking into like Shopify and stuff, but Amazon's got the traffic right now, so it's a lot less work than having to do a Shopify and having somebody do Facebook ads and driving traffic to your own website.
Nobody wants to do that.
Right.
Well, some people want to do it, but we don't want to do it.
Some people do that, and then that's a whole nother business, right? There's a lot of people out there that have Shopify stores, and they're killing it on Shopify, but they're focusing on just that, you know.
Sure. Again, back to, you know, every business is run differently by different people. So, but yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. Will Resell says, how do you choose a supplier for your private label products?
It's just really just talking to people. Alibaba is a good place to start, but yeah, usually I get on Skype with them. I chat back and forth. I show them pictures. I tell them how many I want, And if they give me a price, I try to get the price a little lower. Usually in the first order, I don't haggle with them too much. Once I start making bigger orders, then I start saying, hey, I'm ordering more. I need it lower. You talk about the packaging, and then you just pretty much pick a supplier. You order samples from them a lot of times, check the quality. If the quality's off, you tell them to either fix it or you find a new supplier. So that's pretty much it.
And then do you guys sign contracts with them, like exclusivity contracts, that they will be your only supplier, or you don't do that kind of stuff?
No, we haven't
No.
yet.
No, there's no, if there's any kind of exclusivity, that's something that I would negotiate with them, because if I have them make a certain product and my design may be like different and I had it made, I paid for the mold, I actually designed it, I would say that you are not allowed to sell to anybody else because this is mine. And
Right.
Them agree, which means nothing. It's just, but I'd make them do a formal agreement to where they can't sell it to anybody else.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Before you get another question,
Go ahead.
there's a couple people, since it's supposed to be about eBay too, going on Grumpy, and a couple other people that are in Florida might be thinking about putting their store on vacation. I would advise it if you don't know how long before the storm's going to be hitting you, or how long you're going to have power out. So all you got, put your store on vacation, move the handling to up to at least a week, in my opinion. That way you have until next Wednesday or Thursday, whatever you decide to do it, to start getting your items out, and you won't have to worry too much about customers giving you bad feedback for slow shipping times.
Well, and I think also when there's a natural disaster, most buyers recognize that. I mean, you don't want to upset your customers, but if there's a hurricane, I mean, it's an act of God. It's not something that you can't control, the post office and such. So, but I agree. Definitely cover your ass as best possible.
Well, I say a week is because that way, if they run out of power, they have at least however long it takes for them to get the power back and stuff like that. Time their house is still standing.
Right.
So, and Idaho wanted to know, how long have you guys been doing private labeling again?
We launched our first product at the beginning of
almost 3 years.
At the beginning, no, 2 years. Well, almost 3 years, yeah.
Almost 3 years. Yeah.
Sweet. What was your other question, Chris?
Okay, well, since we already kind of covered it, but my question was if you can make the same amount doing eBay thrifting as you could do private label, but in reality, you're still spending about the same amount in gas and traveling and picking up things at thrifting as you do with the private label. And she said you have to pay at least $1,000 to get started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it basically comes down to what do you like best. In reality, do you want to sit on your butt and not do anything, or do very little like they do, or do you want to get out, get the exercise, and whatever, and have fun?
Pay for a gym membership.
Yeah.
What was that, Sam?
Chad, I don't know if we're doing a Halloween show. We haven't been invited to anything.
Well, I should say,
back on you, Chad.
Go ahead. I was going to say, Chad, look who's talking. I asked you last year, if you were going to have a second annual Halloween party for the show, for the Reseller Society, since you didn't choose not to, or whatever I asked. So, because all the founders did it the first year. I thought maybe it would be a good thing to keep going for the second year. Nobody wanted to do it. So, and we did just break 20,000 in that group. So,
sounds like you're getting called out, Chad. You better get on it. Any other questions in the chat?
I'm not seeing any. And if you have questions about eBay, I'm sure Dave and Sarah will answer that too. They were experiencing that before. That's how they were famous. They were doing their thrifting eBay videos before they started private labeling.
Just don't ask us anything current because we won't know.
Current.
Like that's going on with eBay right now.
Oh yeah, I don't
What
know.
did you guys do before reselling?
Yeah, he was a serial entrepreneur. He's done everything. Like really, he's done everything.
No, I had a tool company that I did for about 2 years, and it was a tool franchise, mobile tool franchise company. It was Cornwell Tools. And so I did that for a couple of years. That was right before the big crash, and then of course I had to shut my doors because all the mechanics had no work and nobody had any money. So pretty much I gave that up. And after that, I started doing eBay and I'm selling a bunch of different stuff on there. And then I went to work for DirecTV at a call center. So yeah, I was on the, that was a horrible job. I didn't need to do it, but I just kind of wanted to get like a job. And somebody's like, hey, they hire over there. I'm like, okay, I'll go try it out. And then I liked it at first and I hated it. It's really bad to be yelled at all day long by people. So it's just, you know.
Yeah, I don't see that. I think that's why they outsource it to India, because people don't care over there. I guess I don't know, because I would hate it too.
Yeah, it was not fun. And after that, I went full time eBay.
Hey.
So I did eBay full time. I was making stop it. I was making really good money, so then I told her to quit her job and come home and do eBay.
Well, we got two questions. One is about eBay, and one's from Swamp Picker. Wants to know who's that big baby.
That's Spooper.
And the question is from Idaho. He wants to know, how did you guys get into selling on eBay?
That's a long time ago. I've always been really, really infatuated with the idea that you can make money online. That was always kind of like one thing I was like, man, that would be just so cool, you know, to not have to do the regular job and make money online. And when eBay came out, then that's when I just signed up for it and was like, this is cool. I can sell things online and make money. This is insane. And that was when I was in the military in 2000. So 2000, I got a computer, my first computer I ever had, and then I started doing eBay and taking pictures with, you know, just the cheap digital cameras and collecting money orders. And back then, I mean, there was no smartphones or
concealed cash.
Yeah, concealed cash.
Right.
There's no smartphones, so you just kind of had to guess. You know, we would be like, that looks like I could sell that online, and we'd buy it and sell it. And yeah, I mean, and we made some extra money doing that, because I was in the military, so we just kind of did it on the weekends.
It was cigarette money.
Pretty much. Back then, it was cigarette money when I started. Right. But then further on in the military, I actually started looking at the idea of buying wholesale and selling on eBay. And this is kind of early in the game when you could do that.
And you could sell pretty much anything.
Like you could actually get a reseller's license and contact wholesale distributors and sell on eBay for a profit, which is it's hard to do now. But you know, we got a few wholesale distributors and we started selling a ton of stuff, brand new stuff. And then that got kind of started getting saturated, you know, because everybody had the same wholesale distributors. The guys that were making the most money had the best wholesale distributor because they could drop their prices low.
You made a killing selling body jewelry.
And then, yeah, I started selling body jewelry and lots of
and cell phone cases.
10-ton rings, this, and that. And so, I mean, ever since 2000, we've been just kind of always doing some eBay. And it wasn't until I started just going around to thrift stores that I'm like, I'm just going to stop everything and do this full time. So.
Well, we kind of asked you this earlier, but Will wants to know, would you ever think about doing eBay again?
Not as an income.
Not as a full-time income.
Like we said earlier, I think you missed Will, but we have our Amazon returns sent back to us, and we sell those on eBay. The stuff with the damaged packaging.
Right. And I actually pay my mom to package those for me, because the reason why I didn't want to sell them on eBay was because I didn't want to have to go ship items again. So she's already shipping her items. So I said, if I have orders, can you ship these, and I'll pay you $1 an order. And so she ships my orders on eBay for me now.
Nice.
I'm really big into
So when do you guys? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying I'm really big into the outsourcing.
The less you can do, the better, right?
Yeah.
So when are you going to build a new mansion? You know, out there, and where? What are you guys live in Spokane or Boise? I can't remember. Up that way, right?
Yeah.
When are you going to build a new mansion?
We are working on it right now. We've been working on it for about the last month.
Nice. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, we're working with looking at different options for builders, and we're actually building a house. So.
Oh wow! I didn't mean to out you then. I was just curious.
I don't want a mansion either way. I'm a very, I don't know, I'm just very simple. I'm not a person. I like nice things, but I'm just the kind of guy that doesn't care that I drive a $2,500 truck. You know, and I remember it used to be in my videos.
Why you drive that piece of shit?
Why are you driving that piece of crap truck?
We still have the same truck, by the way.
Yeah, and it is a piece of crap truck, and I love it.
Because we can take it camping, and bushes can scratch it, and it can get door banged, and we don't care.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't like to blow all my money on real big expensive things.
Some people wants to know: are your kids involved in the reselling business?
Not
a
really.
lot, but they both have that reseller blood in them. My daughter, every time she outgrows clothes, she wants to sell them, and she wants to know if she gets part of the money. My son, he'll still find stuff. They had this project at school at the end of last year, and I only remember this because I saw it today. But the project was the red paperclip project, I think is what it's called, where each kid starts with a red paperclip, and you go find somebody that will trade you something for that red paperclip. Then you take whatever you got,
Right.
you trade it, and the competition at the school was to see who could get the most valuable item in the end. So my son started out with actually a few different things because the school let them keep going with it. But he turned his red paperclip into a Kindle Fire that he sold to me, and I traded him a little generic MP3 player for it because somebody at his school wanted that little MP3 player for it. And he ended up with a Kodak, do you remember what the model of that is?
It's a Polaroid.
Or Polaroid land camera.
SX70
Yeah.
land camera. So yeah, it's like $100 and something camera on Amazon. And he knew because he's seen us buy those and sell them. So when the kid says, I got this old Polaroid camera, he's like, I'll trade you.
Yeah, nobody else wanted that ugly camera. One of the ones that goes and pops up and is all like papery on the sides. Yeah, he did pretty well with that one.
Go ahead, Dwayne.
Oh, I was just going to say, it sounds like you said, they've got it in them. They just got to decide to buckle down if they really want to do something with it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Will wants to know, he said, any tips for us small fish getting started on eBay? Any mistakes I should avoid? Well, you're not really on eBay, so I think me and Dwayne can probably answer that question better than you can right now. But a lot of the things to do, what Will is make sure you got a scale and have it calibrated right so you can get your own packet postage done and get a deal from eBay with that for that, and do lots and lots of research. You may be part of the groups, and a lot of people say, "What can I get this for?" or "How does this work?" A lot of people are going to start saying, "Have you looked it up? Have you done this?" I've done it, and I'm one of the admins. So people that aren't admins say, and people get upset. Imagine how an admin feels, right, Sarah?
Yes, being an admin is so much fun. But no, I actually do have some tips. I would say watch YouTube videos if you don't want to just go out there and research. Or have a smartphone. Look everything up. Even if it's sold before, still look it up because you never know when it's going to die off.
Yeah. Yeah, and I actually
And
have a
don't-
couple videos. My last videos on my channel, I talk a lot about this. And they were actually about eBay because there's a lot of people that ask me for eBay tips and stuff. And, you know, they just want to be able to get to that point to where they're selling, you know, 10, 11, 12,000 a month on eBay. A lot of people have been doing eBay for years and years and years and have never hit that. So they're always like, well, how did you do that? How did you get your sales up that high? You know, with thrift store and yard sale items.
We've been told in the past that we were liars, and it's impossible to do that.
Right. And so I did have a couple of videos where I go into a little bit more detail, but it's really simple, you know, and I was talking about this earlier, and it's about taking action. I see a lot of people that do eBay, and they say, I just can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. So there could be a number of problems. There could be that you are grabbing every single little tiny item that you find that you can make a profit on, okay, and not considering the amount of time that these things take you.
Like curlers.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's a $50 set of curlers, then great, you know, you can spend a little time on it. But if it's going to sell for $15 and you're paying $3, and then after your fees, you're going to make like $2 or $3, $4, $5, it's not worth your time. Some people can't pass up those little items. You know, I got to the point where I was really picky, and when the only kind of small dollar items I would get a lot of times are like
Remotes and drip trays.
You know, certain things.
Which drip trays don't sell anymore.
Right, drip trays don't really sell anymore, but. You know, which were things where I could wipe them off real quick and list them super quick, and I could ship them really quick. So it was worth the money. The other problem is people aren't listing enough. So they're not listing enough items. And my rule is to tell people the kinds of items that we would go out and get anyways, to list between 15 and 20 minimum items every single day, 5 days a week. And if you're not doing that, then you got to be selling something maybe like, you got to be selling something different. You got to be selling something maybe like Ronnie sells, you know, which is like $100 pieces of clothing,
yeah.
you know, $400 pieces of clothing. If you're selling, and that's with an average selling price of around $20 to $30. And you got to stay within that $20 to $30. If you're dipping in the $15 range for your average selling price, then you're picking the wrong stuff. You're picking very piddly small stuff that's taking way too much of your time. So, I mean, a lot of people don't do that.
And I was gonna say, in regards to that, like, you guys know I have small stuff in my store. Because you've seen my store way a couple years ago. I'm actually getting closer to 200 items right now. I'm at like 186 items, and I still have a lot of the small, like my patterns and stuff. But that was back when eBay was still doing defects for everything. So a lot of people were trying to get the small stuff so that when they have quick items to go out that they wouldn't necessarily lose money on, and it saves themselves from getting a defect if they get more sales when a big item does give them a defect.
Yeah, feedback builders.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, when you need that, yeah, you just throw out stuff. Sometimes zero profit stuff. It didn't matter. You just wanted to build the feedback. But I understand not everybody lives in an area to where they have a lot of thrift stores and a lot of yard sales and a lot, maybe not even a weigh and pay by them or anything like that. And there is situations like that. You know, it comes down to, if you don't live in an area like that, then maybe you should look into other things, other places to get your inventory. Maybe you should look into doing arbitrage on eBay, buying stuff on auction and, you know, sniping stuff and reselling it on eBay. Online arbitrage, that's a big thing a lot of people are doing. Selling auto parts. You can, if you got room where you live, you can actually buy for parts only cars and stick them in your backyard and pull parts off them and sell them on eBay.
We have one sitting in our garage.
Really good money in that. Really good money in that. Not a lot of people do that. If you have a pick-apart, you can go to a pick-apart and you can go and look stuff up on your phone before you pull it, but you can come out with a big wheelbarrow of car parts. And, I mean, if you ever seen some of my videos, I used to sell those car stereos for like $100, $150, $200, I think was the most I've ever sold one for, the OEM radios. Mm-hmm. So just because your circumstances might not be the greatest, you just have to change the circumstance. That's it. You know?
Yeah, you have to be fluid. You have to change with the market and find out what works for you. All right, so here's the obvious question every reseller asks: what was your biggest flip?
My biggest flip. Oh man.
Well, if we can group them, we sold cell phones that we bought off of Craigslist from one person for about a month, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
probably sold about $100,000 in cell phones
In a month,
in
yeah.
a month.
Yeah.
But single item,
Single item would probably
Was-
have to be,
we sold that knitting machine. That was like $1,300
I sold a knitting
That we
machine
got
for
for
over
10.
1,000.
that we got for 10.
I sold a receiver that I paid about $5 for that sold for around $400 or $500. Other than that,
I don't think there was anything huge.
yeah.
Well, you know, everybody always wants to know the biggest flips, so.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's just,
I think
I
our
think back and I'm like,
biggest
wow.
single sale was when we were getting cell phones off of Craigslist,
It
and we
was.
would sell 5
Lots of,
iPhones for $3,200.
right. Right.
Were they like satellite phones or something?
No, it's just iPhones when they were new.
They were brand
Really?
new. We had a hookup that was getting us brand new cell phones, and we were selling them on eBay. And yeah, I was making a ton of money. I thought that was the time that I was going to be making $100,000 a month. You know, I was like, this is it. But that guy
It lasted about a month.
lost his contacts and the way he was getting them, and then yeah, it just fell apart.
Okay, we have a question from Henry. I know Sarah asked him to reword it. I kind of can read some of his questions now. And he's asking is, what is the fees for private label on Amazon?
About 30%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to figure they take about 30% of what it sells for.
And everybody always freaks out when you say 30% of your cost or your sales, but you got to remember, they're storing it, they're packaging it, they're shipping it, they're dealing with returns.
Yeah.
They do everything for you once they have the product.
Right.
Yeah, you're outsourcing quite a bit for 30%. It's nice.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, if you wanted to move that kind of volume and like say locally, I mean, think about the store space you would have to have. Think about the employees you'd have to hire. I mean, if you had to ship out, seriously, if you had to ship out, 800-900 items a day, I mean, you're going to have to hire people to do that. So now your eBay fees aren't 12% anymore, 13%. You got more overhead.
And then somebody also asked
Absolutely.
if we sold really big items. We sold large receivers and VCRs and large electronics, but nothing bigger than like that.
That was our top selling category. And the reason why, and there was actually a lot of people that started messaging me saying, hey, I finally started doing this, and man, I can't believe the amount of money I'm making on these electronics. The reason why is because there's so many people out there that want to do eBay, and they're like, I just want to find stuff that fits in the envelope. I want to find stuff that only fits in my priority boxes. I don't want to have to package.
You're losing
I don't
out
want
on
to
so
have to
much
put
money.
bubble wrap in peanuts, and I don't want to have to buy that stuff. So they lose out on all those sales. And so the competition on those things is not huge because most people don't want to hassle with it. But we did. We got those things, and those things, and I believe I got a video somewhere showing how to package one of those.
It's not hard.
If you have the right supplies for those big items, if you got the right boxes and you have the peanuts and you have everything right there, I mean, those items wouldn't take any longer to package up than something I got to put in a small box, because you have the right supplies there, and that's what it comes down to. You got to have the space and you got to have the right supplies.
Well, how many
What?
I hope Paul's Clicker want to know how big is your warehouse?
Oh, I believe it's 3,000 square feet.
3,000 square feet, yeah.
Nice. Is it heated and all that, or is it just a
Heated. There's
tin
not.
shack?
It's heated, but it's not cooled. But it's an older building, so it has like the big concrete walls. So we've never had to have air conditioning in the summer.
No,
We run fans.
Just a fan on you when you're working,
Nice.
but it doesn't get overly hot.
Oh, that's
But
nice.
yeah, it keeps nice and warm in the winter, though.
Well,
Excellent.
we're at the hour, and I know Dave has phone calls to make, and still early in China or Europe probably. So
Yeah, I gotta stay
Both.
up till 1 in the morning or so to do that.
Yeah,
so,
that won't be till butt crack of dawn.
yeah. But I do have American Horror Story to watch. So
I know. Actually, I think I'm going to start watching. Was it season 5 just came out right on Netflix?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Season 5 is so good.
Something like that. Yeah, my wife said the same thing. So.
well then, with that being said, I want to thank Dave and
Uh-oh. Did he freeze up?
Oh,
Really, he's saying goodbye and then he freezes.
he's back, isn't he?
There he is.
back now. I don't know what happened. Well, I was saying, as I was saying, trying to say, I want to thank you guys for being here, and of course, I want to thank Dwayne. He's kind of new. Last time you guys were here, it was just me and you two, and this time I actually have a guest co-host again. So see, things changed in a year. But I appreciate you guys coming on. I know we didn't like get into the topic, like the versus type of things. I was hoping to have the other person on to have the actual debate with. So thanks again. And if you want to say anything before you guys go?
Nope. We'll catch everybody later.
All right, then.
Appreciate you guys.
Hanging out, guys.
We'll see you all Wednesday night. Yeah, Sunday night. Geez, I'm already on Wednesday. I don't want to go to another Wednesday. So we'll see you Sunday night. No topic yet.